Most of you by now have heard where all of this talk of missionaries has come from. A vision that I had back in June already, and just didn't take a lot of action on it until almost July, I think, was when I met with Gary and talked to him about it. And he said, that's the same vision I had when I came to this congregation. At that point, even I was bright enough to know that probably God was trying to get my attention and that maybe I ought to be listening. And it was, I think, only the following week that we went up to see my sister, and coming out of her church, found on the back table as we entered the foyer of her church a bulletin insert. And they were asking their families to pray for 5 families to come and be a part of their church. I said, okay, I'll go home and I'll work on this. But God, I still don't know what you want me to do. You know, it's not like we haven't been praying for new families or young families or anyone to become a part of Hope Church. It's a wonderful place to be. But God, we've been praying. And at that point, the vision became a little clearer, and he said, well, I want you to be praying for missionary families. Now, even as a pastor, I'm going, so what would missionary families do in our church? Missionaries are ones we send, right? We've got a lot of missionaries. We've got Gary, we've got Pete and Mary, we've got Mickey, Giselle, others who have gone and been in mission to other places. God said, no, I want missionaries to come to Hope Church. I want people, my people, to come there and be the resources for the church that you don't have. And so this morning you get to meet 4 out of the 5 of those. And we're glad that they're here. So I'm going to ask all of our missionary families to come forward. Whole families. And stand together. It'll make it easier for us to figure out which kids are yours. I'm going to have you come right up here. Hey, you get to stand right up here.
Say hi.
Say hi.
Oh.
That's part of being on stage. No. Good. We're going to start over here with Rachel. Now, you have their pictures, and you have their contact information, and you have a little bit about them in your bulletin. But I'm going to ask them to tell me a little bit about their favorite things. Can you tell me, what is your favorite thing that you really like to do?
Play video games.
Wow, like I didn't know that. What about you? What's your favorite thing
To do.
What do you like to do?
Play Monopoly and play Lego Hero Factory.
There you go. And their mom, Rachel, is in school and managing these 2. And she's the treasurer for the Cub Pack, and she's a den mother, and trying to manage her husband as well, who has gone camping this weekend. What do you want to tell them about your favorite thing?
My favorite thing, I love to read, and I love photography.
There you go. Mr. Connor, what's your favorite thing in all the world to do?
Read.
Read? Like what? What do you like to read?
Books.
You like to read books?
See this lady here? She's a librarian. So when you said read, she just became your best friend. What do you like to read?
Books.
Oh, you're smart. That's good. What kind?
Fiction.
Fiction?
What are you reading now, or want to read? What series?
Okay. Mr. Braden, what do you like to do?
Play Portal 2.
Another video game enthusiast. Yeah. Julie is involved with the Cub Pack as well. She is their, what is your title? Committee chair. But she is kind of the catch-all. Whatever else needs to be done, she's that person. That clause that's in everybody's contract, that's Julie. Her husband, Mike, is an IMPD police officer, bike officer, foot and bike. So if your foot or bike is out of line, watch out, because Mike's coming. No. And he just came off a full shift and is getting ready to go back to patrol at the game at 1 o'clock. So if he falls asleep, I'm not going to point him out. So, Tony and Jen. What's your favorite thing, Carmen?
I like to play Legos.
What do you like to build?
Towers.
And Katie, do you know what your favorite thing is?
Macaroni.
There you go. Tony and Jen were in one of our financial peace classes, and I got to know them through that. And we've just struck up a friendship that's lasted the last several years. And they'd been attending East 91st and are going to come and be with us for the next year. So I'm thrilled. Anything you want to add?
Nope. Macaroni. What do you add to that?
Hot dogs, tuna fish.
We're just very excited to be here. Very are. Excited for our kids to get to know people of all different ages and places to come from and backgrounds, and very excited for that. So thank you for letting us be here.
And Tony is another attorney. Another, yeah. Did you hear that? Oh no. Oh no. And he's also doing some business consulting for businesses that are struggling. And if you know of those or know of businesses that might need his help, there you go. Call Tony. 1-800-CALL-TONY. Now, we come over to a family that I've known for a little bit longer than these three. In fact, I did her cousin's wedding last night. I've known Jan for a while. Yeah, she was almost this tall, maybe a little taller, when I was pastoring the church in Lafayette. And Jan is at church at Fisher's United Methodist and has agreed to come and be with us for this year and help us to reach our community. All of these families are helping us to reach beyond our walls and into the community in the name of Christ. What do you introduce your boy?
This is Colin. This is Zachary, and Gavin is hiding behind here.
Gavin's the extrovert.
Normally he's not.
No. You get to know him and maybe very well. So, what's your favorite thing?
To read about God.
There you go. Now Gary and I are cheering. How about you?
Video games.
Video games? Any particular one? No? Just all of them. You want to say one? What's yours?
Riding your bike, playing Legos.
Camping in the backyard? That's what we got a picture of you doing, all three of you. So, this morning we want to commission them to this ministry because I believe that this is a ministry that God has called them to for this time and in this place. So listen as we commission them before you and before God. At the celebration of baptism, we all make pledges to nurture one another in our faith, to build up one another in Christ, to carry that particular joy and responsibility wherever we can, and to share it with whoever we can. So first of all, I'll ask